right, moving right along before we get to the end of this panel here next is John Richardson, blogger, Only Guns and Money blog. John, have at it, have fun.
Hi, I'm John Richardson of the blog No Lawyers, Only Guns and Money. I'm also a co-host of the Polite Society podcast. I had a rude awakening about a month and a half ago. I woke up to find that Google's blogger had taken my blog down and was threatening to delete it. I could not even access it to back it up my 9.5 years of work. My blood ran cold at the thought of losing all that work.
Keep talking, you're good, keep going.
I immediately appealed. I was erroneously accused of violating the terms of service for facilitating the sale or selling a regulated item. I was put in the same category as drug dealers and other purveyors of prohibited or regulated items. I immediately appealed. I got tremendous support from the gun rights community. Dave Workman wrote an article about it for Liberty Park Press. Tom Knighton covered it in bearingarms.com. People aimed tweets at Google and Blogger. There were posts about it on Facebook. 2 days later, I got an email from Blogger saying, in essence, oops, we made a mistake. You didn't violate anything. So sorry. I'm telling you this not to gain your sympathy. I tell it to show how we are at the mercy of big tech oligopolies. There have been plenty of stories about gun rights supporters being suspended or banned from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Second Amendment Foundation just recently. We have seen the demonetization of firearms-related YouTube videos, and thanks to leaks, we know that through the use of algorithms and keyword lists, that there is a conscious effort to suppress our voices in advocacy of the Second Amendment, self-defense, and gun rights. I got complacent, and we have gotten complacent. The social media giants have made it so easy to be involved in social media that we forgot something. That something was that you don't control the means of getting the message out. It can be turned off at a whim, and you are at their mercy. I decided never again. I bought my own domain name, and thanks to my friend Bill Shakas, a Firearms Chat podcast, I was hooked up with a 2A friendly host, Patriot Hosting. We need to do 3 things. First, we need to control our hosting and not to be dependent upon companies that would sell us out in a heartbeat. Second, we actually need to explore going back to some of the older technologies, such as firearms, forums, old-fashioned bulletin board systems, because they're beyond the reach of tech oligarchs. Now I'm going to clarify, I am not advocating going back to your 2400 baud modem, dialing up long distance to your favorite gun board. I've been there. And then we should also seek out some of the newer things. May we, Full 30, Declan McCullough's talking that he spoke about yesterday. The late Professor Brian Patrick, who spoke at GRPC a number of times, called how we communicate the anti-media. He spoke and wrote about it extensively. Professor Patrick credited horizontal interpretive communities and how they communicate if the passage shall issue carry laws in Florida and elsewhere. Translated into non-social science speak, that means gun rights supporters and potential allies talk to one another, plan their strategies, organized through the use of newsletters, forums, and bulletin board systems that were outside the notice of the legacy media. The key phrase here, they talk to one another, which is what we're doing here today. They talk to one another as equals. It was not top down like our opponents. You may never want to be a blogger, a podcaster, a YouTuber, or any other type of content creator. Nonetheless, you can help those of us who are by providing us with leads, tips, and other information. Some of my best blog posts have come from this. We are all in this together. We are a community, and we can all help one another to protect, preserve, and enhance our Second Amendment rights. Thank you.
Perfect.